Stephanie.
And I'm Josh, and we're the Ted Kaczynski All-Stars.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Josh, and we're the Ted Kaczynski All-Stars.
And we're watching. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Josh, and we're part of the Ted Kaczynski All-Stars.
And you're watching Skeeball Countdown.
Thank you. Hello, my fellow Skeeball community. I am Harrison H-Town Hyman. Thank you for joining us tonight. Woo! What a week, too. What a great week we had, and we're going to have a great episode tonight. But first, I have a special guest host with me today. His name is Kevin, the Gambler Ambler. Come on out, Kevin! Wow! Did you bring one of those for me?
$50. I'll bet you I beat you. You could get one of them. Other than that, it's not going to happen.
Well, Kevin, that brings me up to my next point here. I wanted to ask you, just for your rookskies out there, why do they actually call you the Gambler?
Well, kind of like a little late night, little action, a little fun. Everybody's pretty good, but when you put a beer on the line and a few dollars, that's who's really good. And heck, I'll be honest, I haven't lost $1 yet. Not in this town, anyway.
So thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate that.
Good to meet you, H-Town.
Well, it's nice to see you, too. Because I already know you.
Yeah.
But maybe you're a little drunk all the time. You don't remember me, but...
I've been known to forget things.
Just like you were supposed to come here tonight and do this with us, so...
Well, traffic was just brutal. I had to stop for beer. I had to talk to my corporate sponsor, but notice the shirt, obviously.
Your endorsements, right? You
Yeah.
had to take care of that? Okay.
I do have to take care of those things. Thank you, Budweiser. Heavy, that is.
Oh, by the way, we're sponsored by Miller. Ooh.
Yeah, well, you know, I have my own sponsorship. That's why I'm the Gambler. I make my own rules.
Anyway, so let's talk about your skis in here. So, your team just pulled into second place. How do you feel about that?
Well, we had a weak start, but you know what? Second place is bad, beginning of the season. We're going to step it up round by round, ball by ball.
Awesome. And, you know, another team that I think we should worry about a little bit, Oreo Cook Skis. They just pulled up to #1 spot. Not only are they #1 just for Wednesday night, but they're all over the board #1. So, it's actually Katrina, Jackson, Lindsay, and I think they're actually trying to get back at what Brian Farrell said, and he kind of said, you know, they are they're has-beens, and he said that, you know, they're past their prime. I think that they're really trying hard to stick it to him, basically.
I'll be honest with you. They're all good rollers. They're not bad, but you know what? They're a little bit shaky right now, and yeah, they got called out, but I think when the final ball drops, I don't think they're going to be at that #1 slot anymore. I mean, not that I'm a betting man, but I bet you they're not going to be #1 for long.
All right. Now, who do you think's end up going to be #1?
Well, obviously. I mean, how could I not say myself? I mean, you got that Tom Taylor team. He's pretty good. You got that other rookies team. I can't even remember their name, as a matter of fact.
Well, you have a boy named Ski, who Tom Taylor's team is, and they actually just pulled from 7th all the way up to 4th place this week, and they're showing that they're improving a lot.
They're on the ropes too. You know, another good team. You think they got it? They're going over the top. Unfortunately, they've been breaking. They can break under pressure.
Now, let's talk about another team breaking under pressure. Let's talk about KS Ski Colonels. The Maker Marksman team. He's on Tuesday nights. And not only did the Maker's Marksman roll under a 300, but his whole team rolled under a 900. And we were always thinking that, you know, this is a dynasty team. You know, any team that the Maker's Marksman touches, you know, they're going to do well week to week to week. You know, fortunately for them, they're actually on a Tuesday night, which are a bunch of rookskies, and you know they can handle a 800-point game and not have to always hit that 900s. But do you think this could be a after his phenomenal week in week 1? Do you think this might be a fall of the Maker's Marksman?
You know, I'm not someone to bet against somebody who's been #1 so long. But what I'm thinking, yeah, you know, his back is getting weaker by the week. Weaker and weaker. Get it? By the week. By the end of this season, his back, he's not going to be able to carry everybody forever. Sooner or later, he's going to crack, just like everybody does when they play against the game.
Sure. Well, another issue, and I think we might have discovered the Maker's Marksman's worst enemy, and that's going to be lane 2. Now, that lane 2 is being kind of tricky this year. A lot of veterans can't seem to find their 40 on this lane. They seem to kind of fall apart, but then you also have some rookies that are just doing phenomenal on this lane, probably because they're already not used to playing skee-ball, so they're able to learn on this lane.
Actually, I was thinking the same thing. I thought I was going to have a little difficulty on lane 2, and I really liked lane 1. Lane 1 showed a little difficult for me. I stepped over to lane 2, a little late night. That's what late night is for, practice. Remember that. Practice. Anyway, I started doing pretty good, and I was finding that 40 pretty good. I mean, I started out with, you know, all 50s, a 450. Surprised myself sometimes even. But every lane is different. Every night can change. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. You know, and I want to make another note to another veteran that has actually found his hundo on lane 2. Now we're talking about Roderick. Roderick actually came in, nobody knew who he even was, came in last season, won the hundo tournament out of nowhere, and then comes in this season and says, you know what, I'm going to go for all hundos all the way. And that's what he does. He rolls 15 hundos on lane 1 for the first week, and then last week he rolls 27. He actually got a 351 average for the night and puts him all the way up at the first place, top of the game. Now, obviously, he has found what's going on, and maybe he should give a little bit of tips to the Maker's Marksman, because obviously the Maker's Marksman can't figure out what's going on in lane 2. You know, Roderick came out of nowhere. Now, I kind of want to shift gears here, and I want to talk a little bit about Rookski tips. Here's our Rookski tip of the week, brought to you by...
Kevin, what's the matter, buddy? Getting all those tins? Got your stomach in a knot?
Oh, I can't believe this.
Try Pepsid Complete.
Really?
Then find your 40. Pepsid A-Ski Complete.
Absolute ski. Dynamite.
We're going to talk a little bit about finding your 40, but how to find your 40 and how to practice to get your 40, and make sure you're not going to go for hundos as a Rookski.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Going for the Hondo right from the start, not really a good move. What I suggest is stick with the 40s your first season. If you really want to go for the Hondo, practice late night. Don't practice game time, because it will cost you. It will cost you.
Exactly, and I want to also give a little bit of credit to Katrina here. She's the one that actually came up with the whole practice of 30 first. Now, she mentioned a great idea. You know, you practice a 30, you just learn how to get it straight. I mean, 30, it's a little bit easier of a target. You don't have to roll quite as hard. And you're most likely, if you hit the 30, you're most likely going to go in the 20. And so that'll only a 10-point difference. We're going to kind of close the time. I know you have to leave. You're actually going to a homeowners association meeting, like Kevin Ambler in a homeowners association meeting. That just didn't seem right to me here.
Well, Harrison, to be quite honest with you, I am the president. And I'm making sure my pool was open this year, because I didn't want to take any chances of not having, you know, I have to look good in my sun, okay? I know how to get a suntan. So if any of you Rookskis out there want to get a good suntan, you come to the Gambler, because the pool is now open.
I just can't wait to see Topless Wednesdays.
Topless Wednesdays? Oh, I can't even tell you about it, H-Town.
All right, well, thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate you coming on to the show talking to us today. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Skeeball Countdown. I'll see you guys Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Jackalope Jacks, and have a good week 3, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. H-Town out.
I want to thank you for inviting me, H-Town, and always remember, know when to roll 'em.